will open up the whole conversation about Allah and Islam, Allah is not a different God, and so on and so forth. Khair, we have to move quickly because time is short. Who's going to be our dead volunteer? Who wants to play a dead guy? Nobody too heavy, please. I'm feeling kind of, you know. How much you weigh, bro? Yeah, how much you weigh? Brother in the back. You said 195?
Yeah.
MashaAllah, who's lighter than that? Brother, what's your name? May Allah bless you.
Yeah,
May Allah speed you up even more if you want. Yeah. What's your name?
The face doesn't, yeah,
I'm Jed.
the
Instead of coming up, I'd rather you just pass away on the floor right there.
Let's lay down.
Watch the camera. Watch your head. Watch your head. Okay. So although it's a bit funny, we chuckle, right? Cute, this fell, this playing dead, whatever it is. The reality of the matter is, brothers and sisters, wallahi, I swear by Allah, and Allah is my witness, that even if you're anticipating a person to pass, because they're sick or they're terminally ill, when you hear that phone call that they, it's still a shock. Because you don't know what you have until you lose it. You have to lose it. Not about to lose it, you have to lose it. It has to be gone from your life. You say, SubhanAllah, still a surprise. So, with that being said, we're going to be doing a very quick enactment of how to properly handle a body. My Janazah workshops are not, oh, we're on a table and the body magically appeared on the table and there's a mannequin. No, we're going to teach you guys Quran and Sunnah how to handle a body, and we're also going to incorporate some state and city, not necessarily laws, but concepts that you can either do or avoid as Muslims, inshallah. So, with that being said, you come through. We're going to put the brother's body, into a body bag. Because when a person passes away, usually, where do they pass away? Usually nowadays, hospital. When a person's in a hospital, they're wearing what type of clothing? A gown. And then when a person passes away, they'll be placed inside of well, before they go to the morgue, they will be placed inside of some type of body bag to contain the body, because the body is going to eventually what? Start leaking and smelling and stuff like that, right? What's your name again?
I'm Jed.
I'm Jed. I'm not going to figure this time. This body bag has been used before, but not on you. So it smells good, Joe. Unless those other people didn't smell it. Okay, so we're going to put you inside of a body bag. I just need Amjad's chair to go that way. And me this chair, Amjad, as a dead person, this way. Yeah. So this is a body bag, right? This is actually not your standard body bag. This is like government grade body bag. Can you guys hear me? This is not your standard white body bag that you find in the hospital. These are like government issued body bags that sometimes special people or very serious cases have to go inside. If the other body bag doesn't work, let's switch. Take this. Take that. So, for any, you guys do nursing in New York or no?
Yeah.
So for our nursing, soon-to-be nurses, we're going to practice some nursing techniques for dealing with a patient. I'm just for a little bit, as a dead person, act like you don't care about the fact that the floor is dirty and stuff like that, and I'm going to try to get you in fast. So, we're going to get him into this body bag. How? Very simply. I'm going to ask you to put his foot over the other foot. And then sister, you go that way. You don't have to get up if you don't want. Sister, look. This way. And the Ayub is going to stay on this side. The Ayub is going to come right here. He's going to grab his arm, pull it over. I hope you guys can see. For those who can't, maybe you can hear my instructions. He's pulling his arm over, and he's going to put his hand under his shoulder blade or behind his shoulder blade, and under his back like that. And now he's tilted that way, right? Yes? Yes. Okay. I'm going to take this body bag and I'm going to kind of scrunch it, not halfway for the whole bag, but halfway on this part of the body bag where his body's supposed to be lying inside. Got it? Just going to scrunch it. And usually this is done on the bed, but many times it's done outside in the street and other places. So this is how you have ihsan. This is how you have good manners, or try to provide excellent service to your brother or sister. And we're going to slowly put him down, watching that his arm doesn't slam into the ground. And then I'm going to do the reverse. I'm going to switch his feet over. Grabbing this arm, putting it under this shoulder blade and his hip. He just pulls it out right there. And I'm going to slowly put him down, watching his arm. And then we're going to put his feet straight. And then that brother weighs 195. I'm going to ask him to get off his phone so that he can help me lift.
MashaAllah, that's lift.
You came in handy, bro.
I got you, bro.
You get your daily workout today.
I did. So,
Did?
so right on time, bro.
You're going to go top.
Okay.
One, two. Amir.
Can he breathe?
No, he can't. We're going to have a real Janazah room. You got those two? On the count of three, we're going to say Bismillah. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, Bismillah. Bring his feet over. Stop right there. Swing them. Slide. Slide. Keep sliding. Okay. Mr. Little design girls, sisters, but good. Yeah. You. That over this thing right now. All the way through? That's real life right there. What happened? Yeah, he's still here. He's still breathing. So, generally, the person is wearing what? Right now, the person would be wearing what? Hospital gown. You know if it's a gown and gloves and shoulders. So, let's say he was placed inside of a body bag, then he was brought onto the stretcher from the funeral home, and then from the funeral vehicle into the washroom, and slid onto the wash table. So this is now the wash table. Got it? Yes? Yes. Before I unzip his body bag, even though he's in the gown, we're going to cover his aura. What's the aura for the male brothers? Navel to knee. And for the sisters? Everything. No, it depends, right? There's a difference of opinion. But generally, what's the aura for sisters to sisters? Even that has difference of opinion, but what is it? For some opinion, yes, it is navel to knee, yes. That's one very strong opinion. That's also navel to knee for sisters. What else? Just above the bosom, right, like the clavicle area, up to the shin. That would be considered for others as awra from woman to woman. Besides that, what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact opposite process to get him out of the body bag, but before I did so, I covered his aura. If it was a sister, some sisters may leave the same aura cover, and some sisters may take this. If you guys know what this is actually a trash bag. And you're saying that's, yeah, some of you guys may say that's pretty disrespectful. Why would you put a trash bag on a brother or a sister? Bro, this person's about to go into the dirt. They're going to go a trash bag. They're going to go where the trash bag goes, in the dirt. But use a trash bag, it's best because number one, it's disposable. Number two, if you use the old school method of kafan, taking shroud or bedcloth or whatever, it defeats the purpose the minute it gets wet. You start to see the form and the figure and the structure and this and that, and so on and so forth. So, we're going to get him out, inshallah, by keeping the outer cover first and then getting him out of the bag, inshallah. Let's get this out. Keeping the outer cover and removing, inshallah, everything from the root. So I'm going to come to you. Just a little tip. Instead of wasting time on a lot of extra slack of the body bag, we're going to use the short part of the body bag. So we bring him to you, inshallah. Bring him to you. Leave the bag there. Yeah. Before you do it, arm, shoulder blade, and waist. And I'm going to take this bag and I'm going to scrunch it up and roll it up like this, just to collect any of the funk or the gunk or the skunk or whatever is coming out. I'm going to roll it up like that. I'm going to tuck it deep into his back, behind his spine, pick up his head, put And then I'll ask for you to kindly put him down. I'm going to turn his foot over. And I'm going to do the same thing. But this time there's going to be an imaginary garbage can right here. He's going to roll the body back into a ball and drop it into the garbage can shell. So I'm going to shoulder blade, hips, using the table as support. And he's going to roll the body back to the garbage can over there. No? Close. It's imaginary. Put it where you want. Okay? Putting his arm back, putting his feet back. Is it just me, or do I have to fix this table? Okay, it's not going to be fixed. Okay. So, with that being said, imagine he's now on the wash table, out of the body bag, with his gown. Very simply, we would remove. That people don't move in the Yeah, you can't do that because you're going to scare me. Alright? So we would remove the gown. We would take off, whether it be strings or buttons, pop them off. Just pick up the outer cover a bit and remove it, whether it be up or down. What if the person died in hospice care? What if the person died in the street? Very simply, you would cut the seams. You pull the clothing away from the body, and you cut the seams down to the armpit, up to the shoulder, up to the neck. Now it would take out that shirt. For the pants, you just want to make sure that the belt part of the waist part of the pants gets past the buttocks. Once it gets past that point, it comes out smoothly, inshallah. So now, let's consider that our brother Amjad is now on the table with nothing except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought him with. We're supposed to also do certain things that are completely flew by, but this is the first thing. When a person passes away, what do? Cover the eyes. Why? That's a very good answer. The sister said because the soul, the eyesight, will follow the soul as it escapes. What does that mean? I want you guys to do this little homework. It's really quick. You're going to put share, dies, while giving khutbah. You're going to see that his body, while he's sitting on his chair giving a little khatira, a little reminder, you see that as he's talking, his body starts to limp towards one side, right? The soul is coming out. And generally, naturally, if I was to push you to one place or another, and you had no control over your body, what would you do? You would look at the point of impact. Just like subconsciously, you're going to look at the point of impact just to try to see what you can or can't do to save yourself from impact. But what was he doing? He's slumping, and he's looking this way. Didn't care about his body. His body is insignificant in comparison to the soul. Their soul is gone. So that's an answer, it's not the answer. The answer why we close the eyes at the time of death is because it is a sunnah. And the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is the key for our entry into Jannah. Everything, from closing the eyes, to dress, to akhlaq, to how we live as a spouse or this or that, is the sunnah is the key towards that. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ قُلْ tell them, Muhammad, إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ If you truly love Allah, فَاتَّبِعُونِ Follow me, follow Rasulullah. In return, يُحْبِبُكُمُ اللَّهِ So if you follow the sunnah, Allah will love you. وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ And He will forgive you your sins. Allah is the most forgiving, most merciful. So, what happens if you don't close the eyes? For my nursing students, what happens to the body at the time of death? Immediately, what happens? Huh? Rigor mortis? Is that what I heard? No? Yes? Rigor mortis. So the body will start to tense up. The muscle will start to tighten up. And the eyelids, which open and close over the eyes, are muscles, yes? So those muscles will stay open unless you close them. If you close them and the muscles get tight, they get tight closed. Alhamdulillah. But if it's open, it gets tight. It's going to stay open, but don't worry, because the non-Muslim funeral homes have a perfect solution for you. They're called eye caps. Eye caps are like contact lenses, but they're not flexible like that. They're very hard plastic. And on the curved side of the contacts, there's razor sharp edges to hold on to the meat inside of your eyelid to keep your eyelid closed. You could do that, or you could just follow sunnah. Very simple sunnah. It seems like it's small, but it has a huge impact. Okay? This is for everything too. So, The brother's bare, we took everything out. We closed the eyes before this. We made dua. Why do we make dua? Because again, it is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to make dua. And you can find the dua inside Husn Muslim, what to do when someone dies, closing their eyes, you make the dua. اللهم اغفر له وارفع درجته في المهديين واخلفه في عقبه في الغابرين وافسح له في قبره ونور له فيه. That's the dua that the Prophet ﷺ made for Abu Salama. And that's the dua that we should make for our brothers and sisters. Cover the entire body. Why should we cover the entire body? Something tells me we don't have a lot of time to discuss the small aspects. We don't, but I'm going to just say very quickly, we cover the body, brothers and sisters, to respect the deceased. Because although he may have been just freshened up for his wedding and died on his wedding night and he looks, mashallah, amazing, for him this is the most vulnerable and uncomfortable position to be in. He cannot even control his own bowel movements. He cannot even speak up for himself. He cannot say do, don't do. He's in the most vulnerable state possible. So we cover him out of respect, unlike what people do nowadays, which is customary, that they open the body up and then people come and they look at the time of death. We're not talking about viewing it, the janazah. We're talking about as soon as the person dies. I've been at many janazahs, many different things where people are just, they turn into like a extravaganza and there's flowers and there's this and there's Quran and there's... We don't do that. You open the will, you open the brother's will. So the Met card, we attach to that, persons will see what they want to do, who they want to wash, where they want to be buried, so on and so forth, all these types of things. And so we can tell and share this will with the family or friends or whoever, this is what the person wanted to do. Because who walks around now with, they will see, who walks around with a paper folded up in their pocket that's been probably put into the washer and stuff like that. Hurry with the janazah. Why do we hurry with the janazah? Because again, it is the sunnah of the Prophet. And the Prophet he said, "Asra'u bil janaiz." He said, hurry with the janazah, for if it is a righteous person, you are bringing them closer to the goodness, sunnah. And he says, the Prophet in his beautiful wordings, and if he was ghayra dhalik, if he was other than that, meaning if he was not righteous, meaning if he was evil, then you're going to remove the evil off of your next sunnah. What does that mean? There are people that, wallahi, they are so evil. And when they die, the evil doesn't stop until they are buried. And some of them, their evil continues after they're buried. So by getting the person off of your shoulders and off of the ground and into the ground, it will be easier for the community at large. He's pretty far, so it's hard to do the ghusl, but we don't make this happen. Just don't get on the table. Pay off all your debts. Because of those two examples, one example that I gave you, that your soul can be held back from the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And another one, another hadith, your soul can be punished. Your soul can be punished because that one hadith, I have to do it very quickly. Allahumma salli wa sallam barak ala Sayyidina Muhammad. The Prophet was going to pray Salat al-Janazah over one companion of Janazah. As he was about to make Salat al-Janazah, he said, Sallu ala akhikum fa inni la usalli. He said, pray on your brother, for I am not going to pray. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, what's happening, what's going on? He said, he has a debt, and I'm not going to pray until his debt is paid off. So it shows you that the Prophet is willing to remove himself from your janazah or the janazah of a Muslim brother or sister because of a debt. And the companions, they asked, Ya Rasulullah, what is his debt? He said, 2 dirham. 2 dirham is not even $2. At that time you could say $2. Long story short, Abu Qatada, so now I want you guys to put yourself in Abu Qatada's shoes. Abu Qatada, he said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm going to pay that debt. I'm going to pay that debt. The Prophet said, will you pay the debt? He said, I'll pay the debt. What did the Prophet do? Allahu Akbar. And he did the janazah. And he made the janazah. He still made the dua in the janazah. Allahumma ighfir lahu warhamhu. All of this, he made the dua. Is the Prophet's dua not accepted? Yes, 100%. So later that day, one hadith says later that day, the Prophet went and saw Abu Qatada, and Abu Qatada saw him, and they gave salam. And then he asked him, Abu Qatada, did you pay off that debt? And Abu Qatada said, Ya Rasulullah, so put yourself in Abu Qatada's shoes. He said, Ya Rasulullah, it was just a little while ago. And the Prophet said, how did he respond? He left him. He left him, he just left him. He didn't say you should, you could, you would, he just left him. What would you do at that point? You go pay the debt. Didn't matter if you're on an errand, if you're going to school, if your mother called you, the Prophet is upset, you have to go do something, you do something. Then they meet again. And the Prophet asked him, did you pay off the debt? He said, yes, I paid the debt. He said, Al-an baradat jildahu. Now his skin has been cooled. That's after the Prophet made dua for him. Allah is just to that point, that if he was deserving of it, the Prophet's dua will not be enough, except that justice has to be done. Moving forward. Loosen the joints, keep the jaws closed. My clicker is here. And we're moving forward, inshallah ta'ala, with the actual ghusl very quickly. Bismillah. Okay, we removed his clothing. We're also going to remove anything that doesn't belong to him. His or her bracelet, anklet, ring, this, that, nose ring, whatever it is, we remove whatever is easily removable. That answers a lot of Q&A questions. Whatever is easily removable, you remove. Whatever is not easily removable, you leave it, inshallah. Treating the body as though they are alive. Why? Because the Prophet he said, "Kasr alam al-miyyit kasruhu hayy." That breaking the bone of a dead person is like breaking it if they're alive. Does that mean they can feel things?
No, yes, yeah.
So some say yes, some say no. The answer is no. The soul, listen carefully, the soul is what feels, not the body. The soul, if it's in, you'll feel pain. The body is just flesh, it's a vessel. It's not attached to your soul. There's no pain without the soul. You have to be alive to feel something, right? Yes? Yes. The soul is what experiences it. The soul is not in the body, the soul is not going to be feeling pain for that particular thing. But it's about ikram al-meed. It's about honor, how you honor the body. Honoring a person while they're dead is the same as honoring them if they're alive. Breaking the bone of a body, of a dead body, in terms of their honor, is like breaking it if they're alive. You do not do that to a living person. So you treat the person as though they're sleeping. Respectfully, water not too hot, not too cold, so on and so forth, and you treat them like they're sleeping. Proper materials, removing everything, already mentioned. Pre-rinse if necessary. Sometimes things get very, very nasty, car accident, things, spill, or whatever, so you want to do just a pre-rinse first to get the body back to a natural position, natural condition, before moving on with the ghusl, bringing the body to its natural state. Okay? First part, step number 1, and this should remind you guys of the ghusl that you make for yourselves, is that when you are trying to remove yourself from a state of janaba, or a state of impurity or impurification, or right, then you bring yourself back to a state of purity, tahara. First step, the sunnah, is to make istinja. Istinja is cleaning private parts, front and back. Okay. We use a sponge. We use a sponge because the old school way of wrapping the cloth around your hand and going in can be less honoring. Because with the sponge, there's some space between your hand and the brother's stuff or the sister's stuff, and you know what you have to clean and you know how to clean it, but having a barrier, inshallah, is best. Which hand do we use when we're doing this istinja? Our left hand, alhamdulillah. So what we're going to do, and you go on that side. Should we expose a bit? No. So how do we clean him? From underneath, right? But how do we know if he's clean if we're not exposing him? Even in watercolor. Watercolor is good, that's one. What else? Watercolor and what else? The sponge. Alhamdulillah, sister's probably already doing her thing, washing and shrouding, inshallah. Besides the point, he would place his left hand underneath, and there will be a water source coming in, right? Let's say there's a shower head coming from here, and we would just basically use the shower head. I'm just using this as a shower head. This would place it in that area. So Brother Ayyub will be cleaning our brother, knowing what the brother has, alhamdulillah, cleans it like he cleans himself. Then he's going to tell me, Noor, I'll flip him to me so you can hear. Noor, flip him, turn him, right? And I will place his feet first. Whenever you're doing this stuff, feet first. Grab his arm, get his shoulder blade, grab his waist. And the good thing about a plastic bag is that you can give slack when you need to. You can pull it or push it, whatever it is. With a cloth, a wet cloth, you can't. It's stuck. So like this, you can go in. And he cleans him. He says, Noor, I need some space. So I grab his leg from here. I'm just leg, and I give him space. And we clean our brother just the same way we clean ourselves. But Noor, how do we know if he's truly clean? Until we check? No, you check from the water that's going in, and you check the sponge. If those two things are clean, he's going to take his right hand, grab his left hand glove, throw it over the sponge, and throw it in the garbage, inshallah. Then he would just replace that left hand glove, which is the only thing that touched something impure, and he would grab a new glove, inshallah, but this time he was not going to. Why? Because he's not going to. So, moving forward, washing. So, 3 washings. Water, first is wudu first, then ghusl with water. Ghusl with water and some type of detergent. At the time of the Prophet, they used to use sidif, which is the lotus leaves pounded up into a powder. And then the last one is ghusl with water and camphor. So, what's the first steps of wudu? What do you do for wudu? Bismillah. Jazakallah khair. Sometimes some people get that wrong, bro. Wallah, you sit here for days. I'm like, you guys need to go back and make your wudu all over again and stuff like that. So this I'm going to leave with the sisters, inshallah. I'll take this and maybe just crack it open. Crack it open. However you may, you can slowly rip the top off the tab, inshallah. You guys can smell it. Rip that top off so you guys know how camphor smells, inshallah. So you guys know what, you guys can get a vibe of Janazah, right? Camphor is like one of the more protruding smells of Janazah. So anyway, wudu first. Jazakallah khair, start with Bismillah. He can't say Bismillah, we're going to say Bismillah for him. We're doing the wudu for him. Then what do we do? After Bismillah? You guys are scared now, right? You're scared. So what do we do with wudu? Bismillah and then hands. Right hand first, up to the wrist, cleaning everything in between, fingertips, in between fingertips, up to the wrist 3 times. Same thing for the left. Got it? That's hands. What's next? Mouth. How are we gonna clean his mouth? No, messed up, right? That's messed up.
You take like water in the glove and like wash around.
You can either clean with what's apparent, so the glove you can go straight across. Sometimes that's enough to do 3 times. Sometimes there's a little bit more going on.
Okay.
Then you would use a bounty. Sometimes a little bit more going on. So you might use a sponge, but you only do it how many times? 3. What if he's not clean after 3? It's enough. You move on to cleaning the rest, doing the rest of the wudu, because he has 3 other washings. And when you get there, you can go in. This is just wudu. Because anything more than that, the Prophet considered as israf. It's being extra. And Allah doesn't want for us to be extra. He wants us to be clean, but in the way that He asks for us to be clean. Besides the point, that's a different topic. Mouth, nose. For the nose, we do the same thing. We can just use our fingers. We should use our left hands to expel anything that's apparent from his nose 3 times. We can use gloves, bounty, or sponge, depending on how serious the situation is. And then for the face, what we do is, he's going to cup his hands. He's going to drop it a little bit closer on his face. He's going to drop it a little bit closer on his face, and he's going to wipe his entire face from the tip of his head to his chin, ear to ear, and everything in between. He's going to wash that 3 times. After the face, what's next? Arms. Depending on what fit you're following, which of them are from the sunnah, what of them are acceptable. You either go tips to elbow or wrist to elbow. Both of them, inshallah ta'ala, are acceptable. Right arm, left arm. Then what's next? Hair. So with my wet hands, I'm going to go through where the Amjad's head, his hair. I'm going to pick up his head, wipe the back of his hair, not his neck, his hair. And then after I do that, what am I going to do? Before I do that, I have to clean my hands. Because there's going to be a lot of hair in your hands. When the person passes away, the hair follicles and the scalp and all that no longer working the same exact way. So you just find a lot of hair in your hands. That's for everybody. And then after the hair, the ears, same exact way that we do for ourselves, we can do for our brother. We basically put our fingertips in the ears, going around the inner brim, you can say, and then you can take the thumb and go behind the ears, okay? And then what do we do?
The neck.
So, the neck. The neck is what some, it's not schools, but some teachers may teach, but in reality, there's nothing found in the authentic sunnah that says to clean the back of your neck. You're not going to find authentic hadith from Rasulullah that says to wipe the back of your neck. So the question is, should you leave it out? I would say yes, you should leave it out. In fear of doing something the Prophet never did and never told someone to do, which we consider innovation. Moving on. After the hair and the ears. It's definitely not lota, because lota is like... Anyway, moving on. We will just clean the brother's entire body, head to toe, with water only. Okay? I was once on the opinion that the wudu, that's why it looks kind of like, oh, you did something there. The wudu I used to consider the first ghusl until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed me to go to Medina and to do washing and shrouding at the Maktab al-Tajhiz, the office of preparation, that's what they call it, for those who died in Masjid Nabawi, and they do their Janazah at Masjid Nabawi, and they do their burial at Janazah al-Baqi. I actually went there and I sat with the Mudir, and he told me with his opinions and his proofs that wudu is not one of the 3 washings, and the wudu is just separate, and the 3 washings should be water, water and detergent, water and kafur. So, moving along, how do we wash the body just with water? What do we do first? Pour the water where first?
Right side.
Head first. That's good, right side is good, but before right side is head. So we clean his entire head, whole thing. So if there's anything that was left over from wudu that was not cleansed properly, you can do that now, inshallah. Take up his head and clean his whole head. And we do the right side, front and back. How do you do right side, front and back? Either you can leave him like this, clean his right side all the way down, clean everything, and then turn him. Or you could just turn him one shot, as they do in Medina, because they have like sometimes 7 janazas in one day. Or not one day, in one salah. Or one salah, they can have 7 janazas. So turn him like this, and now his entire right side is exposed. His front right side and his back right side, and it will just go nice clean, alhamdulillah. And we'll place him down. And the same thing for the left side. You guys got that? Okay. And then we're moving on to the second ghusl. It's the same exact process, except the mixture of the solution is not just water. It's water with some type of detergent. At the time of the Prophet, even now they do it over there, they use a sidr. Sidr is, as I told you, the leaves from the lotus tree that are taken and pounded up and grounded, and it looks like a green powder. Now, whenever we get it from back home or from Saudi or from Medina, from wherever, it ends up coming back dry, not fresh green. It starts to turn brown, and it's not good, and it doesn't have the same effect. Not the smell, not the foam, none of that. So we're allowed to use, we're allowed to use any type of detergent, baby soap, body wash soap, whatever, but don't apply soap to the body. If you apply soap to the body, it takes a very long time to clean off. You guys are thinking that, well, you gotta clean them. Well, if you put too much soap on the body, and you're trying to clean it off, you're gonna end up cleaning his skin off. Yeah, skin stuff is a very common thing. Now your body passes, blood's not flowing the same, the cells, follicles, all this, nothing is the same, so you just want to keep it clean and simple. So you take like a few pumps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, and then you would take some water pressure, and you would get it into a nice foamy, soapy mixture of soap water, and then you repeat the same exact steps for one in the second ghusl. One was what? Head first, right side, front and back, left side, front and back. What does left side mean? It means halfway, so you consider your spine as the middle of your back. Right? You guys got it?
Yeah.
And then the final ghusl is with what? With water and what? Cat food. So you guys have that cat food, maybe you can start bringing that cat food back, inshallah, because
Here's a
we can
question.
use it.
Is it your right or the person, the deceased's right?
This is washing him, not ourselves. But yeah, good question. So they're right, inshallah. It depends where you're standing, because that could still be my right if I'm on his head side, right?
Right. Always if you're standing on top of it.
And then that'll be two rights. Like now if I do that side, I gotta come to his feet. It's like, okay, inshallah. We'll joke, inshallah. No problem. Tea guy, not a coffee guy. So.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, moving on forward. These bricks of camphor, there's 4 bricks inside of one block. This block has 4 bricks. You open it, and you take 2 bricks, is more than enough for one body, and you can crush it in your hand. Amjad, you have a right to smell the camphor too, even though you're dead. And got like a menthol this smoke.
Smells like Vicks. Smells like Vicks.
Right. Don't put Vicks. I'm gonna try to substitute Vicks because it's don't mix well with water and stuff like that. But they do have pure camphor, like water, which is super strong extract. You can just put a few drops in there, inshallah. It's not camphor. You crush that, you take the same water supply, and then inshallah what you can do is you would add some type of itr. But the itr should be strong. The itr should not be weak. Because if the itr is weak, It's literally taking whatever you bought and just throwing it into the toilet. Same thing. Because if the camphor is strong and this is weak, it's nothing. They'll just eat it up, no benefit. But if it's strong, inshallah, then it will mix and will have a very good mix, inshallah. You can just pass it on. So with that being said, that will basically cover the solution. After the solution, you would do the same steps. You would take the bucket. What are you doing with the picture, bro?
So it's on the bottom of the table.
How did you get that far, Keith? Okay. And we'll go head first. Turn him to his left side, so that his right side will be exposed. His right side will be exposed. Front and back. Okay? Do the right side, front and back. Left side, front and back. Is that clear, guys? Yes. What is next? It says on the last washing, do not rinse. Do not rinse that solution that's on his body. The itar and the kafu, you do not rinse it. You leave it, inshallah, as is. And we're going to, for sisters, we're going to separate their hair into 3 braids, or 3 parts. Can a man wash a woman?
No.
Some say no, and some say yes, some say he's a husband. For those of you who say no, why?
She becomes a non-mahram after
Because we said the husband cannot watch the wife if he has another wife.
That's funny. So what if he has no other wife? What if he's not of number 2 club? So
Wait, that's what I'm saying, I'm sorry.
why? Because the other wife will get mad. She's gonna make another dinner. She's gonna kill her. So no. Okay, no. Let's get a different answer. Why can't, for those who said, why can't a opposite gender, or let's say a spouse, wash his or her spouse? Why? Do you guys actually have proof for what you're saying? You're just saying it because you heard something. You see, when you get stuck to answering a question, like, oh, because this person said it, my grandma said it. It's like, your grandma never studied any Islamic institution. You know, but we love them and respect them. Doesn't mean that what they say is gold. It means that what they say is what they learned. We need to learn from where? From Quran and Sunnah. From Quran and from the Sunnah. And what the Quran and the Sunnah teaches us is that, because some people say when a person dies, the nikah is null and void. This is not correct. It's not correct. We'll get into it. We'll get into that in the Q&A. We'll get into that in the Q&A. So, if it was a sister, we separated her hair into 3 parts. When I mean we, I'm meaning sister volunteers. They'll do that for, just to kind of give like a little cheat thing, her husband or her mahram family. We'll get into that. Pat dry with towel. Why are we pat drying and not drying him like we dry ourselves after a shower? Because it's sensitive. We're repeating things, but we need to repeat things. And we're going to dry the top of his body and the top of the table. Is his back still wet?
Yeah.
Yes. Is the table under his back still wet?
Yes.
Yes, but we're going to dry it one shot towards the end and not have to do it twice or thrice. We'll do it one shot because we have to be quick. Janazah is in 1 hour, 30 minutes, and it takes an hour to get, whatever. So inshallah, we will just take some bounty and we will dry the top of his body and the table. We will dry it, or some people like to have 2 tables. I don't like to use 2 tables because everything that you've done here can go to waste the minute you start to pick him up and go there and stuff like that. You want to keep him on the table for as long as possible and shroud him as such and keep his body tight. So now we dried the top of his body, we dried the top of the table. We're going to move forward and be nice. Special cases. Can you wash the spouse, or how to wash a spouse, a sinner, somebody who dies in ihram, a shaheed, body parts, burnt or decomposed body. Did you guys get that? Or was it too fast? You gotta move in. So, we're gonna get into the shrouding. So his top body is dry, the top of the table is dry. We're gonna move into the shrouding. How many pieces of shroud for a brother? 3. How many are obligatory? 1. Only one piece is obligatory. You only have to, the point of the kafan is not for him to go to a certain dance at the barzakh that requires 3 pieces. It's just to cover his body, inshallah. So, very simply, he just needs 3 pieces of shroud for the brother. And how about for the sisters? How many shroud for the sisters? So sisters can be shrouded in 5. They can also be shrouded in 1 or 3. 3 is the sunnah. 5 is also sunnah for sisters. But 1 is what's obligatory, inshallah. As long as that piece of cloth is not see-through, covers the body, and you can see it, then that is enough, inshallah. So, for the 3 pieces for the brothers, some brothers may say, oh, back home they do this, back home they do that. Let's talk about what the Prophet ﷺ did. Let's talk about what Rasulullah ﷺ did. And he was shrouded in 3 pieces of kafan, all of them of equal cut, equal size. And they were enough to go past the foot and past the head, as we have here, inshallah. Okay? So right here, I will tell you, turn them over. And at this point, what a brother would do for a brother and a sister would do for a sister, you should do the feet first to make things easier for yourself, is that they would dry the entire back of the body and then dry the entire back where the table, or where his body is meeting the table. I would place this kafan under his back, same thing like the body bag, inshallah. And I would ask him to slowly put him down. I think because the table is so awfully big, I think I may have done too much, but we'll fix that live. Finish? We're going to go over, and Ayyub's going to come and turn him over. And before he turns him over, I'm going to grab that bounty right here. I'm going to dry his back and the table completely. And as you see, guys, the kafan, the shroud is right here. It's not like something you got to pull and, just toss the brother off the table. It's right there. Okay? Right now, because the table is not what we're used to, I'm going to shroud him in the first shroud, then I'll show you how to maneuver him with the other 2, inshallah. Fine. Okay, kafan. How do we shroud? Do we go right side first, left side first? Are we doing like salah? What are we doing?
Right side.
That was like a question, that was an answer. You heard that? It's a question. She's like, right side? Okay, it's right side, and that's because this, my brothers and sisters, is clothing. Kafan, shroud, is clothing. It's just to cover the body, right? It's not salah. It's not prayer. So we'll go, how do we do kafan? We'll go up nice and tight and come over. The Prophet ﷺ says, وَإِذْ كَفَنْتُمْ فَأَحْسَنُوا تَكْفِينَ. And if you do kafan, if you perform kafan, perform it with ihsan. Perform it to the best of your ability. We're going to take this trash bag and put it into the garbage can. Where's the garbage can? Over there? There. We're going to take his hand, make sure it's on his side, and not, as some people do, on the chest and salah and stuff like that. And I would go up. See how it's a little bit short on this side, but we're going to take care of that. Up, nice and tight, this way. Okay, you're going to come and hold this down, inshallah. I'm just trusting you. All the sisters right now, if not all of them, are worried about it. So if you don't know when carry on your feet, don't tell yourself that. I'll pick up his legs. I'll bring the kafan over. Okay? And now what we're going to do, because there's a little bit of imbalance, keep your hand on that thing. I'm going to scrunch a little bit of shroud into his back so that we can pull out that side. How? Can you get into you? Get into you? Get into you a little bit. Turn into you. So I'm going to scrunch some shroud. Not much, because then you don't want to be lopsided on this side. Put them down. And I'm going to turn them to me. You're going to pull that shroud. Okay? Okay? Okay. Okay. Are you moving or? No, the sisters are worried about you.
I'm out.
They're worried about you.
See ya later.
So we're going to go up, nice and tight. Astaghfirullah, right? Astaghfirullah, about to kill somebody. Go nice and tight. Every time I say nice and tight, it's just like, not tight. My brother's just
Ask him
laughing.
if he's okay.
Except for that brother. Yeah, he's like, bro,
You just ask him if he's
I know
okay.
CPR, we're good, don't worry. He's
It's not take a real good body out of me.
some people are claustrophobic, they just let me know, like, bro,
Are you okay,
now it's
brother?
time. Now it's time. Yeah, alhamdulillah, he's okay. The question is, sister, are you okay?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, alhamdulillah, you're on the table. Hold this off. You heard that? That was either a deep breath or what?
So suffocating, don't worry, it's alright.
So I would come up to here. Nothing more handsome than a dead guy with a big beard. Mashallah. No, bro, wallahi, yes or no? Go ahead. No. There's not nothing to the non-bearded brothers, but going out with a beard is nice. Okay? Okay? And then we'll take a selfie. Can we take a selfie? You have it, huh? So you guys saw that? Sorry, I was actually going back to actually kafan. So right now, I'm going to get the kafan to the middle of his waist. How? Like first getting it under his feet, like kind of like flossing a little bit. Leave his feet down. And I will just floss and slide up. It's going to be okay, inshallah? Shoelace it. Why? Because you don't want for it to be too tight, because when the brothers go to the cemetery, they don't want to sit there looking for a knife or a nail clipper or something to cut the ribbons. Because once we get to the cemetery, we're supposed to undo the ribbons, right? Yes. Yes. This is shrouding a brother. Shrouding a sister, to be honest with you, is not hard at all. I just don't think we have time for it because we're at 2 o'clock. We don't have questions, so I did this. But I'm not sure how much time we have for this room. I'm yours. I'm not needing to go anywhere, but I don't know what you guys have, and I don't know this schedule. We'll see you later, inshallah.
There's like a long there.
May Allah give him a good life and death.
Ameen. Spouse can wash their other spouse. And the proof to this are many. The first one, the Prophet ﷺ, he said to Aisha, "Oh Aisha," I'll give you the whole story now that we're in Q&A. He entered into the house and she was complaining about a headache. She said, "Oh my head, oh my head." And the Prophet ﷺ, being very romantic, he said, "My head instead of your head. Like, I will take the pain instead of you taking the pain." And he said, "Oh Aisha, what would be wrong if you were to die before me and I were to wash you and shroud you and pray on you?" Meaning nothing would be wrong. Fatima radiallahu anha, she had Ali ibn Abi Talib, her husband, wash her body when she died. So someone may say that this fiqh, this imam, this shaykh, this school, we tell them that that shaykh, that imam, that school, they are above us. They're higher than us, but they are not higher than the Khulafa al-Rashidin al-Mahdiyyin, and they're definitely not above the Prophet Muhammad. So the Khulafa al-Rashidin al-Mahdiyyin, the Khalifas, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, they did something. If the imams contradict what they did, then you take the Khalifas before you take the imam, your modern day imam. So a spouse can wash his or her spouse, inshallah. What happens when you die with a debt and you have no one to pay it on? Very good question. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Whosoever dies while owing a debt, Allah subhanahu and died while trying to pay it off." That's your niyyah, that you died while trying to pay it off. The Prophet said that he said, "I will be their sponsor, Yawm al-Qiyamah. Yawm al-Qiyamah, I will handle that affair." So that's if you die while trying to pay it off, not having the ability to pay it off. And not somebody who throws themselves into a debt, knowing that they're not going to pay it off, hoping that Rasulullah is going to take care of it.